you want to sculpt body bases, I am here to help, at least to the best I can. So, first of all, I gotta make her slightly bald, or at least so I can see more of her figure. If you have a skin tight outfit, you might want to merge this onto your body so it can sculpt at the same time. So, this video will be flagged 18 plus just in case there's any issues and I don't want to get flagged by YouTube for just trying to show you virtual body pixel help. So, here we go. So, let's talk about sliders and blend shapes. This body, I'll do it in this mode just to be safe, comes with different blend shapes, as you can see. These are also called shape keys. There's the boobs bigger, boobs smaller, things like that. And as you can tell, it is aggressively clipping through this top. So, if I separate the top and yoga, which is called the yoga outfit, I'll separate it again. But now it'll have all the shape keys from the body attached onto the mesh. That way I'm transferring the information that they're shape keys. So from here, I want to actually separate the bottoms because I don't want them to be affected, and I only want to be affected by this shirt. So from here, we're just gonna do sculpt mode to fit this on top of this big booby slider. Sorry, there is no cute way I can really go about it. And I'm gonna do this X-ray tool just to get a better look and just drag about. Obviously, you can lower your radius so you're not just affecting this entire portion over here. You can be as mindful and patient, and it'll come out really nice. It's just that I'm kind of always in some rushy tone to always just get it done. So just patience will take you everywhere you need to go. Just be mindful and watchful that you're careful about it, because it can only go so much. Okay, now, as you can tell, it is perfectly fitted now to the shape key. So now when I merge it, whenever I lower it, it is now moving to the extent as it should. So that's how you work with shape keys. But as you can tell, you can see it slightly deformed in certain areas, like in the back. I have it active, which isn't a problem. But you are here for a specific reason, so let's talk about it. So go through any of the shape keys that you like or seem fit to you. Let's say you want the thigh one, and you want it by default to be bigger. So we'd have to go into these shorts and just draw so they can fit to the thighs. Bam, just like that. Not perfect, but definitely resized bigger so it can fit onto the model. And sculpt it slightly to fit even better. Just like that. Before and after. As a person who wants to save my time, this is exactly what I'll do. So just like I did in the face one, I am going to just mess with all the shape keys I want. I want the arms to be bigger, maybe. Go through maybe the abs. I want the legs to be thicker at the bottom here. I want the butt to be slightly bigger. And then for the boobs, I want them to come out to here. And from here, I will just do new shape from mix and save this as decim. Then move it to the top. Once I do that, I'll do pose mode, go back to the body, and apply. Now I have to do it again where I just draw on the shorts, because as skin tight as they are, they didn't move with the blend shape, especially because it's a separate mesh. But just like that, just a little drawing. I'll show my settings again. It's nothing different, it's really just the default settings. And just like that, it is fit and rigged to the body still. So now that we've done the default of sculpting, we can edit from here what we want to do. So I just want to do sculpt mode, and I will turn on my armature because I want to be mindful of where the bones are. And all I will do is just sculpt out everything I want. Obviously, the bigger radius you have, the more you'll be affecting, so be mindful about where you're editing. You can be as proportionate to non-proportionate as you want, you know. You can just do whatever you like until you are happy with the outcome. Just be mindful that you may have to just draw some places. So right here, I'll just click draw. You can see the difference. Boop, boop, boop. And just a few boops of just drawing about. Doesn't need to be perfect, as it is just a little sculpt to get us going. And the bigger you got it, the more it'll get affected. So, for example, boom. You want that BBL? You got that. Make it bigger, bigger, or subtract it and make it smaller, smaller, smaller. Just be mindful of your proportions because, oof, you know, you gotta balance out all the bed so it all fits correctly. You know, let's say that this is all I want. Granted, yes, she has clothes on, but I'm trying to keep this from getting flagged. So, this is pretty much my finished sculpt. Just, yeah, cute. Let me also do the rest of the arms. Little drawing here and there. Just making this thicker. Slap, 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 slap. And then checking the armature, it still lines up pretty nicely. I think I want the arms to be thicker, so let me check if there's a shape key, and boom, there it is. So it still kind of matches up with or without it. So I could just slap a few more little things here and there. Or I could subtract again. Oops, I have it set to the wrong thing. Boom. Just like that, my sculpt is done. As for e-girl base, everyone pretty much agrees that it's very nice to move around in, but if needed, you can always shrink down the legs. So to do this, be mindful of this red line right here on your axis. It's called the x-axis. You still want your feet to at least be touching that or slightly above it. The higher your model is from this now green line, because I'm looking at it from this angle, your viewpoint will be up here. So even if you put it here, it may show up as up here. So what you want to do is specifically try to keep your feet on the line. So what I want to do is move it actually like down here. Yes, if you have heels, it will sink into the ground, but nowadays we have Go-Go Loco to fix things like that. So if you want shorter legs, because maybe you want to fit your proportions better, you can just shrink these down. Oops, wrong thing, not the thigh jiggle. Shrink the leg down as so. Just slightly enough. And do the same thing to your arms if you think they're too long. Very, very mindful about it. Just like that, the limbs have been shortened. And turning off the heels, just take a good look at it, grab it from the hips, and just pull it down again. From here, you can do apply as rest pose, and now you have some shorter limbs for your model. And in my case, I think it's very obvious. At least for me, staring at it for so long, the face is a little bit too big. So what you can do is literally just shrink the head. I think if you can still see this much of the face detail from this far away, it might be too big. So just scale it down so it like slightly matches the proportions better. I think this is already a way better look to it. Just be mindful that you're not scaling it too small was the word I was looking for. Because it may affect the neck, and you know, you can only do so much. After that applies, I suppose, once you're fully happy with your little sculpt. If you would like some more details, like here, you can do a little butt crease with the crease tool. Let me find it right here. So you might be able to see it better in this mode. As you can tell, just get a little crease in there. You can see a little dip. See it there. I will tell you, depending on where you're adding these creases, whether it's a thigh squish, anything like that. This is a very rough, you know, what it looks like. But if you scooch and see, you know, your little crease and you're like, wow, I love it. Inside the mesh, you will have these intersecting mesh parts. And I know it's pretty difficult if you're looking at it from the first time. So let me just try to get a good angle. This right here, oops. This right here is the mesh that's inside, and if you look at it from an angle, this area here is also heavily affected by this crease. So what you want to do is smooth it so it kind of reverts slightly back to not being as deformed. This part you can also smooth out. That way you can keep a balance for your little crease that you kept, and from it deforming inside here. The reason why this matters so much is because once you bend your leg at such a crease like that, I'm just undoing it. Let me dig an even harder crease into there too. When your leg moves, this is incredibly obvious. You see this little indent. That's because when it moves, it kind of deforms. You see it? There's no better way of looking at it, but it's just when the crease is that deep. Sorry, I'm just Control-Zing as far as I can. But it is very important that you try to keep mindful about it. This is what it looks like without you doing a crease. So it's like, try to be mindful about where you're doing any sculpting. I kind of just work on using the draw and elastic deform for my sculpt tools when I'm sculpting a base. You can smooth if needed, you can flatten, you know, you can do anything of these as long as you're happy and think that, oh, it's doing the perfect job for you. Just be careful about your creasing. Depending on where you're putting it, sometimes it's really good for definition on the abs or muscles, like right here. You can definitely get away with doing a crease. Am I still on it? Yes. So you could do a little dig in like this, and you can see the crease in action to make this pop out more, but you know, you can do as you will, as you'd like, and I hope this helps. I know it may not be the most perfect tutorial you're looking for, since everyone has their own way of sculpting, but I would highly recommend working off shape keys to build your comfort zone. Most bases do come with shape keys / blend shapes to help you in your needs, and sculpting from there is pretty simple and easy once you get there. So I hope this helps, I hope you enjoy, and thank you for watching.